The General Agreement on Trading Services establishes a set of rules to ensure that services regulations are administered in a reasonable, objective, and impartial manner, and do not constitute unnecessary barriers to trade.
The history and background. In 1986, the GATS began in Uruguay round negotiations that lasted until 1994. The result of these negotiations was the formation of the World Trade Organization in 1995.
The other major result of the Uruguay round negotiations was the implementation of a new agreement called the General Agreement on Trading Services in 1995. This agreement, like GATS before it, is focused on reducing barriers to international trade, but in this treaty the focus is on the trade of services.
All 140 economies from WTO members are at the same time members of the GATS, and to varying degrees have assumed commitments in individual service sectors.
While services currently account for over 60% of global production and employment, they represent no more than 20% of total trade. It surely represents an opportunity area to improve inside the general trading framework. Their main objectives are creating a credible and reliable system of international trade rules, ensuring fair and equitable treatment of all participants, stimulating economic activity through guaranteed policy bindings, and promoting trade and development through progressive liberalization. The central drive of the GATS is market liberalization, in which governments should not interfere or place any barriers for trading, as well as not regulate multinational corporations' behavior operating in their country. It represents the extension of WTO rules from trade in products to trading services. For instance, everything relating to banking, education, rubbish collection, tourism, health delivery, water supply, and sanitation. The trading procedures include companies setting up in a foreign country to provide services there, becoming an investment agreement.
Characteristics. It's getting deeper into domestic political economy by protecting the service industries from competition and foreign firms in developing countries. Requires the most favored nation principle, in which a government should treat firms from all WTO members equally. Also, requires national treatment, which includes that all foreign services providers should be treated at least as well as the domestic firms. Finally, government can specify limitation on some of the commitments they make in particular service sectors. The problematic with GATS is mostly by non-governmental organizations, consumers, and public interest groups. These concerns are highly interrelated and mostly center around issues of national autonomy and sovereignty. The likely adverse effects of liberalizing services and the trade-off between commercial interest and efficiency type considerations on one hand and social development and equity goals on the other. Some of the main criticisms are highlighted below. These are by no means exhaustive but are illustrative of the key issues and concerns raised about the GATS. Current situation. Since the year 2000, it has been in a new row of intensified negotiations at the WTO. With this agreement, developing countries will benefit and acquire a boost in foreign direct investment inflows.
With all of this, we conclude that GATS is promoting a protectionist ideology of market. In certain way, it works for developing countries, which should ameliorate the economic situation by consuming from local firms.
Created using Powtoon.